Many people are making the first day or the first time Pesach, and for most people, the plan of this year Pesach is different than what they planned, probably. Whether it's parents and the kids are not coming to them, or just got married and making Pesach, making the Seder by yourself. I would like to share with you some tips that I believe would help you out with making the Seder for the first time. The first one is just practical. If you could do some role play, sit down for a few minutes with a pen and paper and play it out in your mind. Put on your kittel and start. See if you have a kittel, you have agada, you need matzahs, you need wine, you need a becher. Go through the whole thing and write it down, and then see what you have and what you still need to make or what you're missing. Other two exercises are more for emotional, but if you have a lot of kids or if you're just married for a few weeks and making the Seder by yourself, we're going to do positive and negative. I'm going to start with the negative first, even though usually we do positive more than negative, but this one is a very good exercise. Sit down and imagine nothing working out. Anything that comes into your mind, the worst things, write them down. Everything that's possible. If it's a family with a lot of kids, all the cups of wine are spilling, everybody's fighting, no one knows where to sit, everybody's tired, you're tired, falling asleep, got to make the karpas, you don't have salt water, you don't have this, you don't have that. Nothing is working out. You don't have shleimus for the matzahs, not one matzah. Just write down anything, everything negative, negative, negative. Put it on a piece of paper. Then we go to the positive side. Let me ask you a question. What is the ideal Seder in your mind? If I were to ask you, what does an ideal Seder look like? I asked my daughter what's ideal by her. She said everything is fine. She just would love to finish at 4 o'clock. So it's good to know, not that you'll do it, but at least you know what in your mind is an ideal Seder. Especially when it comes to Seder, many people have in their mind how it should be, how it's supposed to be. It should look like their parents, in-laws, what they should do, shouldn't do, because it's called a Seder, and they have to do it right. What would an ideal Seder look like? Again, not that you're going to be able to do it, but just to know with what you're playing with, so that when it shows up and it's not worked out exactly the way it is, you know what's bothering you. So write down what would an ideal Seder look like. A picture, everything's set beautifully, the kids are clothing, they have everything they need, you have everything you need, the house is clean, everything worked out, you're relaxed, you had a nap for a few hours, you read all the Haggadahs, you're prepared with everything. What does the ideal Seder look like in your mind? Just write it down. So now by the time you get to the actual Seder, you'll be ready to see both sides. First of all, it's probably not going to be as negative as you put it down. So already you're gaining most of it positive. And at least when things don't work out, you say, this is exactly what I was thinking the day before, or when I sat and did this exercise, and it's okay. And that is in one of the ways called cheres. Pesach by night is going out of its and trying becoming cheres. So let me ask you a question. Putting on a white kittel, and then you have to drink red wine, does that make sense? And then a little drip goes onto the kittel. Is that cheres? We should wear black beketche, and then white wine. Nothing gets dirty. The answer is no. These things are not going to bother me. Put on a white kittel, drink red wine, and let it get dirty. So what happens? Your kittel became dirty. That's cheres if you can see it and say, wow, it doesn't bother me, or it bothers me, but I'm not flaring up. That's called cheres, and that's avodah. It does take time, but that's part of the Seder. I want to give you a bracha. Everything should work out, and amidst you, your family, and everybody should be healthy. And with this night of Seder, we should be able to have Yeshuas and Refuas in Gans Kal Yisrael. Hatzlacha.